Hello, and welcome to Super English Talks. I am very happy that you are here with me today. Thank you so much for choosing to spend your time listening to this podcast. Maybe you are learning English for school. Maybe you are learning it for your job. Or maybe you are learning it just for fun. No matter the reason, you are in the right place. Here at Super English Talks, we help you practice English in a simple, clear, and easy way. We focus on listening, speaking, and building confidence step by step. Today, we're going to talk about a very important topic: how to improve your communication skills easily. This topic is useful not only for your English journey, but also for many other areas of your life. Good communication is something that helps you every single day. Why are communication skills important? Communication skills mean how well you share your thoughts, feelings, and ideas with other people. When you have good communication skills, you can talk with your friends and family more clearly. You can understand your teachers, classmates, or coworkers better. You can explain your ideas at work. You can listen carefully and learn new things faster. Good communication makes life easier. It also makes life more fun. For example, imagine you are having a conversation with a friend. If you speak too quickly or unclearly, your friend may feel confused. But if you speak slowly and clearly, your friend will enjoy talking with you. Or imagine you are at work. If you can explain your ideas well, your boss and teammates will understand you better. And if you are a good listener, you can understand instructions faster and avoid mistakes. So, communication is not just about speaking. It is about both speaking and listening. It is about making a connection between you and the other person. Do you need to be perfect? No, you do not need to be perfect. You do not need to sound like a native English speaker. The most important thing is practice. If you practice a little bit every day, you will see big changes over time. Think of it like planting a seed. At first, you may not see much, but if you water it every day, the seed will grow into a strong tree. In the same way, daily practice will make your communication skills stronger and better. What will we learn today? In this podcast, I will share some very simple and useful tips to improve your communication skills. These tips are easy to follow, and you can start using them right after you listen. We will talk about how to listen better, how to speak slowly and clearly, how to use simple and easy words, how to practice every day, common mistakes to avoid, and fun activities to make practice more enjoyable. All of these tips are perfect for English learners who want to feel more confident when speaking. What are communication skills? Now, let's go a little deeper. What do we really mean when we say communication skills? Communication skills are the ways we share information, thoughts, and feelings with other people. Think of communication like building a bridge. On one side of the bridge is you. On the other side is the other person. The bridge is made of words, sounds, and actions. When the bridge is strong, you can understand each other clearly. There are different parts of communication skills. Let's look at the first one. 1. Speaking. Speaking is the most common type of communication skill. Speaking means using your voice to say words and sentences. But speaking is not only about using many words. It is about choosing the right words and saying them in the right way. For example, if you speak too fast, people may not understand you. If you mumble or speak very quietly, people may miss your words. But if you speak slowly and clearly, people can follow your ideas and enjoy talking with you. Speaking clearly does not mean speaking perfectly. It means speaking in a way that is easy for others to understand. 2. Listening. The second type of communication skill is listening. We will go deeper into listening later, but for now, remember this. Listening is just as important as speaking. When you listen well, You can understand others better and reply in the right way. So, in today's podcast, we will explore both speaking and listening, and I will guide you with simple tips to help you improve step by step. Thank you again for being here with me. Now, let's start our journey to build strong communication skills together. Are you ready? Let's go. Listening, writing, body language, and why communication matters. Listening is very important, but many people forget it. When you listen carefully, you pay attention to what the other person is saying. Listening helps you understand their thoughts and feelings. Good listeners do more than just hear words. They try to find the meaning behind the words. This means they notice the main idea, the emotions, and the small details. When you listen well, you can answer better and have a clearer, nicer conversation. Here are easy habits to become a better listener. Give your full attention. Look at the person and do not check your phone. Wait before you answer. Think about what the person said. Ask short questions to check you understood. For example, do you mean underscore, underscore, underscore? Repeat the main idea in your own words. For example, so you felt underscore, underscore, underscore when underscore, underscore, underscore. Notice feelings, not only facts. Words like, I'm tired can mean more than they say. Speaking and listening are two sides of the same coin. You cannot have good communication with only one of them. Both must work together. Writing is another way to share your ideas. It uses letters, words, and sentences on paper or on a screen. Writing is important when you send messages, emails, or letters. Clear writing helps others understand your message without confusion. When you write simply and clearly, it is easier for people to read and respond. Writing also helps you practice English because it gives you time to think about words and grammar. Simple writing tips. Use short sentences. One idea per sentence is best. Use simple words. Don't try to use difficult words just to sound smart. Organize ideas in order, start, middle, end. For example, introduction, 1 or 2 details, and a short closing. Check your message before you send it. Read it once or twice to correct small mistakes. Practice by writing a short diary, messages to friends, or simple emails. Body language. Body language is the 4th type of communication. It means the movements, facial expressions, and gestures you use to show feelings and ideas without words. Examples of helpful body language. Smile to show you are friendly. Look at someone's eyes to show you are paying attention. Nod your head to show you understand. Some body language can send the wrong message. For example, if you cross your arms and look away, people might think you are not interested or that you are upset, even if you say something kind. So use positive body language to help your words and make people feel comfortable. Where communication skills help. Good communication skills are useful in many parts of life. At home, you can talk better with family and friends. When you explain your ideas clearly, they understand you more easily. When you listen to them carefully, you learn about their feelings. This makes relationships stronger and happier. At school and work, you can ask better questions, share ideas clearly, and solve problems faster. People trust and respect you more when you communicate well. This can help you do better in your studies or job. In daily life, communication helps with small tasks like buying food, asking for directions, or making new friends. If you can explain what you want or listen carefully, life becomes easier and less stressful. Confidence and practice. Communication skills also help you feel more confident. When you know how to say what you think and how to understand others, you will feel less nervous in any conversation, in English or another language. Remember, communication is a skill, and skills improve with practice. It is not about being perfect. It is about trying, making small improvements, and learning from mistakes. Easy practice activities you can try every day. Speak for 1 minute about your day. Record it and listen back. Write a short message or diary entry in English. Practice body language in front of a mirror. Smile, nod, and keep eye contact. Keep practicing a little bit every day. Be kind to yourself when you make mistakes. Each step helps you become a better communicator. Why you need to improve your communication skills. Communication skills are very important in our lives. They are not just about learning English. They are about living a happier and more successful life. When you improve your communication, many good things can happen to you. Let me explain step by step why communication matters so much. 1. Communication helps you make friends. Imagine you meet someone new. You smile and say hello. If you can talk clearly and also listen to what the other person says, it becomes easier to connect. When you share your thoughts and feelings in a simple way, people understand you better. When people understand you, they enjoy talking with you. And that is how friendships start. Friends are very important in life because they make us feel happy, loved, and supported. But good communication does not only help you make friends, it also helps you keep them. Sometimes friends can have small problems or misunderstandings. Maybe one person feels hurt or the other feels confused. But if you can explain yourself clearly and listen to your friend carefully, you can solve problems more easily. So, better communication equals stronger, happier friendships. 2. Communication is important at school and work. Now, let's think about school. If you can speak clearly, your teachers and classmates will understand you better. You can ask good questions, give good answers, and explain your ideas. This helps you learn more and do well in class. Writing is also a big part of communication in school. If you write clearly, your homework, projects, and essays will be easier to understand and better to read. The same is true at work. In almost every job, communication is one of the most important skills. You need to talk with your boss, your team, or customers. If you explain your work clearly, people know what you are doing. If you listen carefully, you can learn new things faster and avoid mistakes. Good communication also makes teamwork easier. When everyone shares ideas clearly and listens to each other, work becomes faster and smoother. This is why communication is often called a key skill for success. 3. Communication helps you express your ideas. Have you ever had many thoughts in your mind but struggled to explain them? This happens to many people. When you practice communication, you learn to choose the right words. You learn to keep your message simple. This makes your ideas clear and easy for others to follow. When people understand you, they respect you more. They see your point of view and take your opinions seriously. And when you know how to express your ideas clearly, you also feel more confident. Confidence is powerful. It means you don't have to worry about being misunderstood. It helps you speak up in class, in meetings, or even in everyday conversations. Step by step, this confidence grows stronger each time you practice. 4. Communication helps you understand others. Communication is not only about talking. It is also about listening. When you listen carefully, you discover what other people think and feel. Sometimes their words are not enough. They may use body language, such as facial expressions or gestures. If you pay attention, you can catch the true message. When you understand people well, you can respond kindly and respectfully. This builds trust. People feel safe and happy talking to you because they know you care about their thoughts and feelings. Good understanding makes relationships stronger with friends, family, teachers, classmates, and coworkers. In short, Improving your communication skills has many benefits. It helps you make and keep friends, do better at school and work, express your ideas clearly, and understand other people better. When you have these skills, life becomes easier, happier, and more successful. Communication skills open many doors for you in your studies, in your career, and in your personal life. So, no matter where you are in your English journey, keep working on your communication skills every single day. Remember, it is not about being perfect. It is about practicing, growing, and connecting with others. When you improve your communication, you are not only learning English, you are also becoming a stronger and more confident person. Common problems without good communication. Not having good communication skills can cause many problems in life. When you cannot share your thoughts and feelings clearly, others may not understand you. And when you do not listen well, it is hard to understand other people too. This creates confusion, stress, and missed chances. Let's talk about some common problems that happen when communication skills are weak. 1. Misunderstandings. One of the biggest problems is misunderstandings. A misunderstanding happens when two people think they understand each other, but in reality, they don't. Maybe you say something, but the other person hears it in a different way. Or maybe you think you understand their words, but you miss the true meaning. Misunderstandings can happen for many reasons. Unclear words, poor listening, different languages, or cultural differences. Even a small misunderstanding can cause problems. For example, imagine you tell your friend to meet you at 5 p.m., but your friend thinks you said 6 p.m. You wait for an hour, but they don't show up. This small mistake wastes time and may even hurt your feelings. Without good communication, misunderstandings happen more often, and life becomes frustrating. 2. Arguments and conflicts. Another common problem is arguments or conflicts. When people do not explain themselves clearly, others may think they are rude or careless. When people do not listen, others may feel ignored or disrespected. These feelings can lead to arguments. Arguments can be small, like a fight with a friend about where to go. Or they can be bigger, like a conflict at work between coworkers or even between a boss and an employee. Good communication can prevent many conflicts. It helps people share their real feelings, understand each other, and find solutions. But without it, conflicts grow larger and they create stress, sadness, or broken relationships. 3. Shyness and nervousness. Poor communication skills can also make you feel shy or nervous. Many people feel scared to speak in front of others. They worry about making mistakes, being judged, or not being understood. Because of this fear, they may speak very quietly, avoid starting conversations, or stay silent even when they have something important to say. This shyness can make you feel lonely or left out. You may want to join a group or make friends, but you stop yourself because of fear. The good news is practice helps. When you improve your communication step by step, your confidence grows and the nervous feelings become smaller. But without practice, shyness can continue to hold you back. 4. Missed opportunities. The last problem is missing opportunities. Opportunities are chances that help you grow, succeed, or improve your life, such as getting a job, studying abroad, or making new friends. But if you cannot explain yourself well, or if you do not listen carefully, you may lose these chances. For example, imagine you go to a job interview, but you cannot talk about your skills clearly. The employer may not understand your strengths and might give the job to someone else. Or imagine you are in class, but you feel too shy to ask questions. You might miss important information that could help you learn better. Good communication opens doors. Poor communication keeps those doors closed. In short, without strong communication skills, life becomes harder. Misunderstandings, arguments, shyness, and missed opportunities can stop you from reaching your full potential. But the good news is this: communication is a skill you can improve with practice. Every time you listen carefully, speak clearly, or write simply, you are building stronger communication habits. Step by step, you can avoid these problems and make your life easier, happier, and more successful. Tips to improve communication skills easily. Good communication opens doors for learning, work, and personal growth. Without it, many doors stay closed. In summary, not having good communication skills can cause misunderstandings, arguments, shyness, and missed opportunities. These problems make life harder and can stop you from reaching your goals. That is why it is very important to improve your communication skills step by step. When you get better, you can avoid these problems and enjoy stronger relationships, more success, and greater happiness in your life. Now, let's talk about some easy and useful tips to improve your communication skills. These tips are simple, and you can use them every single day. You do not need to be perfect or sound like a native English speaker. The most important thing is to try, practice a little every day, and keep going. Let's begin. 1. Listen carefully. The first and most important tip is listening carefully. Listening is the key to good communication. When you listen well, you understand the other person's ideas, feelings, and needs. Many people think communication is only about speaking, but listening is just as important. Good listening helps you answer better and makes conversation smoother. How can you listen well? Look at the person who is speaking. Stop doing other activities. Don't think too much about what you will say next. Focus on their words and their feelings. If you don't understand something, it's okay to ask. For example, you can say, "Can you please say that again?"
What do you mean by that?
Asking shows respect, and people enjoy talking with good listeners. 2. Speak slowly and clearly. The second tip is to speak slowly and clearly. If you speak too quickly, people may not understand you, especially if you are still learning English. Speaking slowly gives you time to think about your words, and it helps others hear each word clearly. Speaking clearly means opening your mouth properly and pronouncing words carefully. You can practice by reading aloud, talking in front of a mirror, or recording your voice and listening back. It's also helpful to use short sentences at first. Long and complicated sentences can be confusing. Remember, the goal is to communicate, not to speak fast. It's always better to be clear and simple than quick and confusing. 3. Use simple words and sentences. The third tip is to use simple words and sentences. Many people think that using big or difficult words will make them sound smart. But in reality, simple words are more powerful because they help people understand you easily. For example, instead of saying utilize, say use. Instead of long, complicated sentences, break your ideas into 2 or 3 short ones. Simple words and short sentences make your message clearer, stronger, and easier to follow. And remember, the goal is not to impress people with big words. The goal is to connect with them. 4. Practice regularly. The fourth tip is to practice regularly. Communication is a skill, and just like any other skill, it gets better with practice. Think about learning how to play football, ride a bicycle, or cook a new dish. At first, it feels hard, but the more you practice, the more natural it becomes. Communication works the same way. The more you practice speaking, listening, reading, and writing, the more confident you will feel. You can practice English every day by talking with your friends, your family, or even just with yourself. For example, you can try to explain what you did during the day or talk about your plans for tomorrow. If you have someone who also wants to practice English, that is even better. You can practice together, ask each other questions, and correct each other's mistakes. But if you do not have a partner, don't worry. You can practice by recording your voice on your phone and then listening to yourself. This will help you notice your mistakes and improve. Another great way to practice is by listening to English podcasts, songs, or watching English videos. After listening, try repeating what you hear. This improves your pronunciation and rhythm. Even speaking in front of a mirror can be helpful. It may feel strange at first, but it will increase your confidence. The most important thing is not to practice a lot in one day and then stop. It is better to practice a little bit every single day. Even 10 or 15 minutes can make a big difference if you do it regularly. Remember, consistency is the key to success. 5. Learn new words every day. The fifth tip is to learn new words every day. When you know more words, you can explain your ideas better and understand others more easily. Learning new words is like collecting tools. The more tools you have, the more things you can build. The more words you know, the more thoughts and feelings you can share. You do not need to learn many words at the same time. Even 1 or 2 new words every day can be very powerful if you keep using them. For example, if today you learn the word improve, try to use it in a sentence. I want to improve my English. Tomorrow, learn another word and use it too. Step by step, your vocabulary will grow. You can write new words in a small notebook or save them in your phone. Whenever you have free time, look at the list and review them. Try to use these words in your speaking or writing because using them will help you remember better. There are also many fun ways to learn words, such as flashcards, mobile apps, or word games. But always focus on learning useful words you can use in your daily life, like at school, at work, or in conversations with friends. This way, learning feels more practical and motivating. When you know more words, you will feel more confident and comfortable while talking to others. 6. Use body language. The sixth and last tip is to use body language. Communication is not only about words. Your face, your hands, and your body also send messages. Sometimes body language says more than words. Simple actions can make your communication much clearer and friendlier. For example, smiling shows that you are kind and open to talking. Nodding your head shows that you are listening and interested. Making eye contact shows respect and helps build trust. But remember, eye contact should feel natural. Looking at someone for too long may feel uncomfortable. Also, try not to cross your arms or look away too much, because this can make people think you are not interested in the conversation. Using positive body language makes people feel good when they talk to you. It helps you connect with them, even if your words are not perfect. In summary, improving your communication skills is easier than many people think. By listening carefully, speaking slowly and clearly, using simple words, practicing every day, learning new words, and using positive body language, you can become a better communicator step by step. Remember, communication is not about speaking English perfectly. It is about sharing your ideas clearly and understanding other people. So keep practicing, be patient with yourself, and enjoy the learning journey. Benefits of good communication skills. Good communication skills bring many wonderful benefits to your life. When you can talk and listen well, everything becomes easier. You feel more confident and other people enjoy being around you. It changes how you live, how you study, how you work, and even how others see you. One of the biggest benefits of good communication skills is that you can build strong relationships. Relationships are the connections you have with other people, your friends, your family, your teachers, your classmates, or your coworkers. When you communicate clearly, people understand you better, and you understand them too. This creates trust and respect. Trust is the foundation of every strong relationship. Without communication, even small problems can turn into big arguments. But with good communication, problems can be solved quickly and relationships grow stronger every day. Benefits of good communication skills. Good communication skills bring many positive changes to your life. They help you connect with people, grow in your studies or work, and feel more confident in yourself. Let's look at some of the biggest benefits in detail. 1. Building strong relationships. When you communicate well, you can share your thoughts and feelings clearly. This makes it easier for people to understand you and feel closer to you. For example, if you're happy, you can explain why, and others can share in your happiness. If you are upset, you can talk about it and let others support you. Good communication is not only about talking, but also about listening carefully. When you listen, you show that you respect and care about the other person. This makes them feel valued and happy. A simple action like nodding, smiling, or asking questions can show that you are really paying attention. Strong relationships are built on this kind of communication. They give you support when you need help, make you feel safe, and bring joy to your daily life. On the other hand, poor communication can make relationships weak, full of misunderstandings, and even painful. But when your communication skills improve, your relationships grow stronger, more loving, and more meaningful. 2. Gaining confidence. Another important benefit of good communication is confidence. Confidence means feeling sure about yourself and your abilities. When you can express your ideas and feelings clearly, you start to feel proud of yourself. You know that people understand what you are saying, and this gives you courage to speak more. For example, imagine you have to answer a question in class. If you communicate well, you can speak clearly and the teacher and classmates will understand you. This makes you feel good about yourself and less afraid next time. The more you practice, the more confident you become. Confidence from communication does not only help in speaking. It also helps in other parts of life, like trying new activities, meeting new people, or solving problems. When you believe in yourself, you face challenges with a positive attitude and do better in everything you do. 3. Doing better in school and work. Good communication skills also make you more successful in school and at work. In school, if you speak clearly, teachers listen better and classmates pay attention. You can ask questions when you do not understand, and you can explain your ideas in both writing and speaking. This shows that you are interested and hardworking. As a result, you learn faster and get better grades. At work, communication is one of the most important skills employers look for. If you can explain your work clearly, listen to instructions, and talk well with your team or customers, your job becomes easier. You avoid mistakes, solve problems quickly, and build good relationships with coworkers. For example, imagine you work in a shop. If you talk kindly and clearly with customers, they will be happy and come back again. Or, if you listen carefully to your boss, you can do your tasks correctly and save time. When you perform well at school or work, you open many doors for the future, such as scholarships, promotions, or better job offers. 4. Feeling happier and less stressed. Lastly, good communication skills can make you feel happier and reduce stress. When you are able to share your feelings and thoughts, you do not keep problems locked inside. Talking with friends, family, or teachers helps you feel supported and understood. This makes your mind feel lighter and more peaceful. Also, good communication helps you avoid misunderstandings and arguments. Instead of fighting or feeling angry, you can explain your point of view calmly and find solutions. For example, if you have a problem with a friend, clear communication can fix the problem before it becomes bigger. When you feel less stressed, you sleep better, think more clearly, and enjoy your life more. Happiness and peace of mind come when communication helps you connect with others and handle situations in a calm way. In short, improving your communication skills brings many benefits. It helps you build strong and happy relationships, gain confidence in yourself, do better in school and work, feel happier and less stressed. These skills make your life easier, more successful, and more meaningful. Remember, communication is not only about talking. It is about connecting with people, listening to them, and sharing who you truly are. So practice a little every day, and you will see how your life changes for the better. Common mistakes to avoid in communication. Before we finish this part, let's talk about some common mistakes many people make when trying to improve their communication skills. Knowing these mistakes is very important because once you are aware of them, you can avoid them and become a better communicator faster. Don't feel bad if you have made some of these mistakes before. Everyone does. The good news is that you can change them step by step. 1. Speaking too fast. One of the most common mistakes is speaking too quickly. When you speak fast, it is difficult for your listener to understand you. This is especially true if you are still learning English. Your words may sound unclear, and your sentences may be hard to follow. For example, imagine you are explaining something important to a friend, but you rush through the words. Your friend may not catch every detail, and this can cause confusion. Many people speak quickly because they feel nervous or want to finish fast. But the result is that the listener misses information. The solution is simple: slow down. Take your time, speak at a calm speed, and don't be afraid to pause. Pauses actually make your speech sound natural and give both you and your listener time to think. Remember, clear communication is more important than speed. 2. Not listening carefully. Another very common mistake is not listening to others. Sometimes, people are so focused on what they want to say next that they forget to truly listen to the other person. This makes conversations difficult and even frustrating. When you don't listen well, you may miss important points or misunderstand what the other person means. This can easily lead to confusion or even arguments. Good communication is like a dance. Both people need to take turns. Speaking is one step, listening is the other. To avoid this mistake, focus fully on the speaker. Look at them, pay attention to their words, and show that you are listening. You can do this by nodding, smiling, or saying simple words like, "I see," or "Yes, I understand." When you listen carefully, people feel respected. This makes them enjoy talking with you, and it helps you build stronger, more trusting relationships. 3. Using too many difficult words. Some people believe that using big, complicated words makes them sound smart. But in reality, this often makes communication harder. If the person you are speaking to doesn't understand those words, your message will be lost. For example, saying, "I will endeavor to procure sustenance" instead of "I will try to get some food" will probably confuse people. Simple words are always easier and clearer. Using easy words shows that you care about clear communication, not about showing off your vocabulary. It also makes you sound more natural and confident. Remember, communication is about sharing ideas, not proving how many words you know. 4. Being afraid to speak. The last big mistake is fear. Many people feel nervous when speaking English. They worry about making mistakes, sounding wrong, or not being understood. This fear can stop you from practicing, and without practice, your communication skills cannot improve. But here is the truth. Making mistakes is normal. Everyone makes mistakes when learning a new language, even native speakers. Mistakes are not something to be afraid of. They are part of learning. For example, if you say the wrong word, it's okay. You can correct yourself, or the other person may still understand you. The important thing is that you tried. Every time you speak, even with mistakes, you learn something new. So don't let fear stop you. The more you speak, the more confident you will become, and the better your communication will get over time. In summary, to improve your communication skills, try to avoid these common mistakes. Don't speak too fast. Slow down and take your time. Don't ignore listening. Pay attention and show respect. Don't use too many difficult words. Keep it simple and clear. Don't be afraid to speak. Mistakes are part of learning. If you remember these points, you will become a more confident, clear, and friendly communicator step by step. Fun activities to practice communication skills. Now that we have learned many tips and also talked about common mistakes to avoid, it's time to do something even more exciting. Let's talk about fun and easy activities you can do to practice your communication skills every day. Practicing is very important. It helps you remember what you have learned, use it in real life, and become more confident when speaking English. The best part is that practice does not have to be boring or difficult. In fact, the more fun it is, the faster you will improve. So, here are some of the best activities you can try. 1. Talk to a friend or family member daily. One of the easiest and most effective activities is simply talking to someone you know every day. This could be a friend, a family member, or even a classmate. Start with small conversations. Ask about their day, share what you did, or talk about something you both enjoy, like food, movies, or sports. It does not have to be long. Just 5 minutes can make a big difference. When you do this daily, you become more comfortable speaking English, and you also get used to listening to different words and expressions. Don't worry about mistakes. Your friends and family will understand you, and some of them can even help you improve. If possible, try to find a friend who also wants to practice English. You can help each other, correct small mistakes, and grow together. 2. Record yourself speaking. Another fun and powerful activity is to record yourself speaking and then listen to it. At first, this may feel strange, but it is one of the best ways to see your progress. Here's how you can do it. Take your phone or computer. Choose a topic, like my favorite food, or what I did yesterday. Speak for 1 or 2 minutes and record yourself. After recording, listen carefully. Pay attention to your pronunciation, speed, and the words you use. You may notice that you speak too quickly or that some words are not very clear. That's okay. The goal is to find areas where you can improve. Next time, try again and make small changes. Over time, you will hear big improvements. You can even save your recordings and listen to them after a few weeks or months. You'll be surprised and proud of how much better you sound. 3. Join a language group or club. The third fun activity is to join a language group or club. Many cities have language clubs where people meet to practice speaking together. If you don't have one nearby, don't worry. There are many online groups and communities where you can find conversation partners. Being in a group has many benefits. You meet people who also want to learn. You practice speaking and listening in a natural way. You learn new words and expressions from others. You gain confidence by talking in front of different people. These groups often make learning fun by playing games, doing role plays, or having group discussions about interesting topics. This makes practicing English feel more like fun than study. If you cannot find a local group, try looking online. There are websites, apps, and even social media groups where people meet to practice English together. The important thing about practice. The most important thing is to find a friendly and safe place where you can practice without fear. When you feel comfortable, you can speak more freely, make mistakes, and learn from them. Remember, mistakes are not something to be afraid of. They are part of the learning process. Every mistake teaches you something new and makes you better. One of the easiest and most enjoyable ways to practice is by using apps or podcasts. Today, there are many apps and podcasts made especially for English learners like you. In these, you can listen to short stories, everyday conversations, or even simple lessons. The best part is that you can also repeat what you hear. Repeating is very powerful. When you repeat after the speaker, your mouth learns how to move in the right way to say the words clearly. At the same time, your brain remembers the new words and sentence structures more easily. This practice helps your pronunciation, your listening skills, and your vocabulary all at the same time. Another great thing about podcasts and apps is that you can use them anywhere and anytime. You can listen while walking, cooking, cleaning, or even traveling on a bus or train. That means you can turn small moments of your day into learning opportunities. Some apps even give you feedback on your pronunciation, so you can see where you need to improve. The best part is that you can go at your own speed. If something feels too difficult, you can pause and try again. If you enjoy a topic, you can listen as many times as you want. This makes learning English more personal and fun. So remember this. The key to improving your communication skills is not to study only once in a while, but to practice regularly. Even 5 or 10 minutes every day can make a big difference over time. When you talk to friends or family, when you record yourself, when you join a language group, or when you listen and repeat with apps and podcasts, you are making English part of your daily life. These small activities not only help you speak better, but also make you feel more confident and comfortable using English in real situations. Try to do at least one of these activities every day. Step by step, you will see your communication skills grow stronger. Most importantly, have fun with your practice. Don't be afraid of mistakes. Every conversation, every recording, and every new word you learn brings you closer to your goal. Learning English is not a race. It is a journey, and it is a journey you can enjoy. Be proud of yourself. You're doing a great job. Keep going, and you will continue to improve. Summary and final advice. Now, we have reached the end of today's podcast episode. This is a good time to look back and remember the most important points we talked about. Improving your communication skills may feel difficult at the beginning, but if you take simple steps and practice regularly, you'll see progress every single day. Let's quickly review what we learned. Listening carefully is the first key. Good communication starts with good listening. When you listen with attention, you understand the other person better. This makes your answers more meaningful and helps you build stronger connections. Don't be afraid to ask questions if you need to understand more. Speaking clearly and slowly is the next step. Many learners speak too fast when they feel nervous, but speaking too quickly can confuse your listener. When you slow down, you give yourself time to think, and you give your listener time to understand. Clear communication is always better than fast communication. Using simple words is another powerful tip. Some people try to use very big or difficult words to sound smart, but this often makes conversations harder. Simple words make your message clear and easy to follow. Remember, the goal of communication is connection, not showing off vocabulary. And finally, practice regularly. This is the most important advice of all. Practice every day, even if it is just for a short time. Talk to a friend, record your voice, listen to a podcast, or join a language group. Regular practice will slowly build your confidence and your skills. Keep practicing and enjoy the journey. Communication is a skill, and like any skill, it gets better with practice. The more you practice, the easier and more natural it becomes. There are many ways you can practice English every day. You can talk to your friends or family, record yourself speaking and listen again, join a language group, or use apps and podcasts made for learners like you. Every time you practice, your confidence grows. You start to speak more naturally, understand others better, and enjoy conversations more. Even a few minutes every day can make a big difference over time. Learning new words every day is also very helpful. When you know more words, you can express your ideas more clearly. But don't try to learn too many at once. It is better to learn a few useful words at a time and practice using them in your speaking or writing. This helps you remember them better and use them in real life. Another very important part of communication is body language. Simple things like smiling, making eye contact, and nodding your head can make your conversations much stronger. Your body language shows that you're interested, friendly, and paying attention. These small gestures can make people feel comfortable and happy to talk with you. As you continue practicing, don't forget the common mistakes we talked about earlier. Avoid speaking too fast. Always listen carefully to others. Don't use too many difficult words, and never be afraid to speak. Everyone makes mistakes, and that's okay. Mistakes are part of learning. What matters is that you keep trying and learning from each experience. I encourage you to practice every single day, even if it is just for a few minutes. Speak, listen, read, or write a little bit in English. Every small step counts. Learning a language is a journey, and each step moves you closer to your goal. Be patient with yourself, and remember to celebrate your progress, no matter how small it feels. Remember, communication is not about speaking perfectly. It is about sharing your ideas, understanding others, and connecting with people. The more you practice, the easier and more enjoyable your English conversations will become. Thank you so much for listening to Super English Talks today. I am proud of you for taking this step to improve your communication skills. Keep up the great work and don't give up. Your English will improve little by little every day. I hope you enjoyed this episode and found it helpful. Please join me again soon for more lessons, tips, and fun ways to learn English. Until then, keep practicing, stay positive, and remember, you can do it. Goodbye for now, and take care.